Whoa, Chris coming over the top with the $10 super chat. Thank you very much. Oh, I forgot my notes. I'll be right back. What is happening, fellow pioneers of human transportation? Welcome to another live stream. As promised, I'm trying to work, whatever work may be, whether it's deliveries or doing a group ride or anything related to the channel. And then when I'm done working, I come home and stream. So we're looking at Wednesday, a little bit after 12. Can you believe it? I got up early today. I mean, I get up early anyhow. Oh, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. What traffic? You're always taking care of me, man. I appreciate it. Let me know when you need pads for your ex. So I saw in the forecast for the week that rain is coming. So this is it. Summer's over. The second there is one drop of rain, that's the end of the summer. You know, like it doesn't rain in LA in the summer, or barely. So it's starting to get cold at night, cold in the morning. It's definitely the end of the premium weather. So now is the time of year where I start to work kind of around the weather. So today there was a forecast for almost guaranteed rain in the afternoon, early afternoon, and it's sure is raining right now at a little after 12. So I get up early with my dogs anyhow. Those of you guys who know me, you know, I'm like a single guy. I live with my dogs. My dogs get 4 walks a day. You know, not you know, just around the block, just so they can go to the bathroom. But sometimes I do that first walk at 4 or 5 in the morning. I come back and I actually go back to sleep for a few hours. But today, since I saw the weather forecast, I said, fuck it, let's go out and work a breakfast shift. I haven't worked a breakfast shift for a while. They're slower. Like, I like working breakfast because who doesn't like getting their work done early in the day and have the rest of the day to yourself? But so I worked a breakfast shift today. I worked from really just 6 to 8. And then I had a 9 p.m. training client, Evan, who I train with. So it's hard for me to like do a delivery shift. I come home. And then kind of I was going to work 3 hours, but I said, screw it. Let me just work 2 hours, go home, rest for an hour, and then I can train with Evan. But it's so hard for me to like ride the scooter for 20, 25 miles and then train afterwards, like work out. Luckily, I have a great like client, student, friend, training partner. It helps a lot that I have somebody to work out with. So we did like, we did pulls today. You know, we did one arm rows, mace swings, and some other shit. So I've already gotten a lot done today. And I feel like if I waited until longer in the day to live stream, I wouldn't have the energy to do it. These live streams are paying off in the sense that it's not like I'm making a ton of money on them, but I'm getting a lot of clicks for the Black Friday sales over at Voromotors in my links. I don't get paid by the clicks, but the more clicks I get, the better chance to make a sale. I get a small percentage. So before I say hello to everybody, Emove Cruiser, Emove Roadrunner V2. I'm putting those in the thumbnail for today's episode. Each day I want to talk a little bit about the vehicles that are on sale. These vehicles have been $1,500 all the year round. The Emove Cruiser has been $1,500 or more for years, basically. The Roadrunner V2 has never been discounted beyond the $1,500 price, but you can get them for $1,195 now using the links in my description. You can really just get it going to the Voromotors website. I do have my own personalized code, but not to confuse things. If you simply use the links in my description, I'll get a kickback. If you want to, you can change the links at the end of the description to, I think it's like ESA Friday 300. It's all, I'm gonna have it all in the description here, but use my links in my description. That's how I get a kickback if you're buying. And these vehicles, I mean, the Emove Cruiser is like a classic. This is gonna be my first electric scooter. It was my first scooter. I had 4 clones. And if you don't have a scooter and it's your first time buying a scooter bigger than a rental scooter, the Emove Cruiser is just the way to go. Now that being said, I'm a big part of the Roadrunner line. I really love the Roadrunner V2, the smaller one. At $1,500, it's a great deal. It goes 34 miles an hour. You can get 25 miles range. You can pull the battery out. But now they have them for $1,200. Sometimes companies have Black Friday sales, and they're not really great. Like the next month, the prices will be close. But I'm pretty sure you're not gonna see the Roadrunner V2 or the Cruiser at $1,200. The Cruiser, you don't even need a bonus code. It's just for, you actually can use my bonus code to get another $50 off. You can get the Cruiser for $11.50. Use the Electric Scooter Academy bonus code. Use the link in the description. But it's a great deal for those scooters. So I'm gonna put those in the, in like the fucking picture, the thumbnail today, promoting those, because I think that is some of the better things that are on sale for people looking for stuff in the low $1,000 price range. So I noticed right away by coming on here during the daytime, there's a whole different crew of people that I recognize, but not from the stream, mostly from the comments. But I know not everybody makes the later streams. Again, if you're coming in late, I'm streaming early because I already worked as much as I can today. I did a shift, I exercised, I trained a client. And for me, the day is gonna be over after this. I'm just gonna be smoking weed, watching TV all the rest of the day because it's raining in LA. I'm fucking trapped in the apartment. Once it rains, electric scooter life is over. What is happening? Apricot Mango, cheers to you. Mitch Stye, a real regular, knows a lot about scooters. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, again, Chris, thank you for the super chat. Tor Avox, my man, you got in here quick. This must be a better time of day for the live stream for you. What's up, Randall? It's good to see you, buddy. VR and Solar Tech says, look at all the tires in the background. Good Lord, he must have a lot of scooters. I do, in fact, have a lot of scooters. It is crazy. And I have a lot of tires because I don't live in fantasy land like many scooter owners do, but people buy a scooter without spares. Like, what the fuck? You're going to need a tire. Buy your spare tires when you buy your scooter. This is all just in advance, so when I get flats in the future, I don't have to wait for a delivery. London Boy, how are you doing? It's good to see you, man. I'm glad you like my videos. I appreciate it, London Boy. Mysterio71 coming in for all the live streams recently. How are you? There's Jersey Style, one of my real in-life friends. He came to visit me. How come none of the rest of you guys came to visit me and bought me dinner and bring me presents? All right, Jersey Style, good to see you. Make sure you guys check out Jersey Style's channel, Jersey Style. Darius Kokosko. Would love to do it in France with my Thunder, but you're afraid of thieves. Yeah, I mean, not everybody, I know you meant delivery. Yeah, not every area is made for electric scooter or even like bike delivery. I'm just very lucky around here. Like, my jobs tend to be in restaurants where I'm close to the vehicle, or I can basically see it while I'm picking up the food. The places that I deliver to, yeah, sometimes I have to lock up the scooter out front, but many of the times you guys see in the videos, I just bring the scooter with me. You can't steal it if it's with me, or you're gonna have to fight me, that's for sure. Yeah, Mitch can see behind me, I got these Chinese PMT tires. How do I like them compared to regular PMTs? I've only driven regular PMTs on other people's vehicles. I've never owned a pair. I only bought these because they were cheap, and some guys in the group said they were good, and I thought I might as well get them, see what they're like, see if I can at least install them, because I've heard PMTs are hard to install. But actually, I'm going to talk about tires today, Mitch, because I had a very good tire experience today. You know, going from Dualtron to KAABO, I went from, and I especially had Ultras, not Thunders, going from split rim tube tires to tubeless tires with just a regular rim. It's a big adjustment. I'm going to talk about that today. That's in my notes. What's up, Wingy? Good to see you, buddy. So there's lots of great sales going on right now. It looks like China needs to move some product across the board. You know, at this point, it's not China. You know what it is when there's like, it's interesting about Black Friday in the scooter world, at least. Most of the country is moving into colder weather now, so this isn't really like premium buying time. I just lived through a very busy sales summer. People during the summer are buying vehicles because they know they can use it for the summer, they can use it into the spring, but now we're like moving into like cold weather throughout the entire country. Generally, people are less inclined to buy a scooter, but and through the year, I do believe these manufacturers have probably built up stock. So then the end of the year comes around, every company wants to have a big Q4. So Black Friday, all this stuff is on sale. But I don't think these scooters are in China. I think these scooters are at Voromotors, they're at Mini Motors, they're at Rev Rides, they're at all the big companies. I think they have a stock. I don't think they're getting this Black Friday stuff from China. I could be wrong. I know that some of the Black Friday deals right now, like the GTR, if you want to pre-order a black one, you can get like $300 off. The Inmotion is $500 off if you want to pre-order one. So those are still in China. Yeah, those are pre-orders. But I think for the most part, it's Q4. You guys know the way business works, right? Like everybody wants to finish the year strong. Whatever happened during the first part of the year, it helps. Plus, especially it's retail because we got Christmas coming up and everything. But again, it's not really the time of season to be buying scooters, although of course people do buy. GT Nuts, what's going on with you? How are you? Odin 97. Oh, you live around here? Who is this? Yeah, it's pouring, man. Actually, it's almost stopped already. It's almost stopped. Jerk Cat, I like that. What's going on, buddy? J3RK Cat, pretty cool. What's going on, buddy? Ballers Only Club says smart to have extra tires. I like that name. I like seeing the new people in the chat because I know that the live stream, you know, there's different times when people can make it or when you're just sitting around. James Brown, how you doing, buddy? He says he loves the GTR. It's just a bit too tall. Do you have the stem extender? I put the stem extender on my GTR, and it's like twice as good. I mean, it's literally only like 2 inches, but it makes a big difference. And you can't really make it any taller because your brake wires are really taut, unless you want to renegotiate them somehow. But get the extender. If it's too short, if the handlebars are too low, like I'm even going to put the extender on my GT. My GT has 1,500 miles on it, like 1,600. I was working on it today. I'm going to talk about my GT tires in a minute. I want to make sure I say hello to everybody. What's up, User Default? How are you? He's asking me if the EV store is still in the works. No, I mean, it was easier to make a commercial, like make a little video about opening up a store than actually doing it. I looked at local places to see what rent was like and everything, but I didn't want to start a business like that without a lot of money. You know, I don't have, like, I think you should have like a couple $100,000 to open up a business like that so you can do it right, and we don't even have that. That's not a lot of money for a business like that when you're selling $3,000 to $5,000 scooters. I'm kind of glad it didn't happen because that could be, like, I like selling scooters through my affiliate deal. It's a lot less stress, and I did very well with that this year, and Ryan is kicking ass as a mechanic, but we did not open up a store, and we're not working on it at all. What's up, Ray Rides from New Jersey? Where in New Jersey are you from? Oh, you added the extender, James Brown? That's good, that's good. You must be taller than me then if it's still too low. I'm like not even 5'10". I'm lucky I'm short. You know, I've been saying in my episodes recently that I'm going to tell everybody how much I'm making doing deliveries, and I haven't like once. So I thought I'll also put in the caption of this video that I'm going to discuss my weekly earnings doing deliveries only, because I feel like I've been saying that I'm going to tell people, and I don't. I know people are interested. So the last 2 weeks, okay, I took home like a little over $300 each week. But guys, last week I had 9 active hours and 13 dashing hours, and the week before that I had 9 active hours and 12 dashing hours, which means I went out for like 4 or 5 days and worked like 2-hour shifts, or worked like 3 days. I really went out like 4 days each of those weeks, and I worked for 3 hours basically. I might have actually gone out 5 days, but I'm only working like 12 hours a week doing deliveries, and I'm making like 25 an hour. I'm taking home like 300. Now, of that 310, 1 week, $40 of that was from Proposition 22, and then the next week, $65 of that was from Proposition 22. So that adds like 20%. So it's a pretty sweet deal. I'm really just doing deliveries to make videos. I've made that clear. I think at one point I might try to make more money doing deliveries, But I will tell you that I'm pretty tired after a 2 or 3 hour shift doing deliveries. Like, it's enough work for me. And if I can continue to sell some scooters through the affiliate deal, continue to make some money through YouTube ads, you know, I still make money as a trainer. What else do I do to make money? It feels like I do something else to make money. I'm trying to be a technician, but it's not like that's a real business yet. But if you need help with your brakes, please hit me up. Now, today was a big day. I haven't had the Wolf King GT on the road for a while. One, because I'm driving the GTR, but two, because I needed my front tire was really bald. You know, it was like super, super bald. So I wanted to replace it before I had an accident. Took the tire off, no problem. Ryan came over and helped me put the tire on, but I couldn't, like, you know, you can't just put one of these tires on and put air in the tire and the bead seals. I realized, like, Ryan told me, and he thought, and another guy who I respected, they both told me that I needed a compressor, an air compressor to, at least a pancake compressor, at least a 6-gallon compressor to seal the bead in this tire. So for a month ago, I bought this compressor, but I didn't have the right attachments. For like a month, I've been buying attachments, and I'm really struggling with this fucking compressor. And then, I don't know why, I started looking up like other methods of sealing the bead on the tire. And of course, I found the ratchet method, and I didn't know about this method. I thought that method was used for when you're simply putting the tire on and you can't, you use the ratchet straps to like hold the tire tight. But there's another method where you, like to seal, the bead won't seal with the regular air compressor. That's why you use, apparently you can seal the bead with the air compressor that's got a bigger capacity, and you can seal the bead that way. But I discovered the ratchet method. I ordered some Stanley ratchets. I put them around the tire of the GT the bead was not sealed. I put it around, I ratcheted it down. I could see the tire like compress in. I used my regular air compressor, like my regular air pump. By the way, I have a plug in the wall air pump for use at home. Those remote pumps are just for emergencies. I have a pretty good like plug in the wall pump, and I fucking put some air in there, and I heard pop. And I was like, what the fuck? What was that? And I'm pretty sure I was like, that must be the bead sealing. It makes a noise. I know it makes a noise. I think it makes a noise. So, and then I also, in these videos, it said, once you seal the bead, don't continue filling it with air. Take the ratchet off and then fill it up. And if it holds air, you're golden. So I did it. Like, I couldn't believe it. I fucking sealed the bead with the ratchet method and put air in the tire, and the air seems to be holding. It seems fine. So that's just a big step. I mean, that's really like, it's very, very, very good. Now the next thing I'm gonna have to do, and I have practice right here. I have to take, okay, this is a GTR rim. And the great thing about the GT, what the fuck? I thought we were having, are we having an earthquake or something? I feel like we're having an earthquake or something. What the fuck is that? It's raining. So this is a GTR rim. This is a GTR tire. And the cool thing about the GTR is there's like a plug and play wire that you just remove, so you can remove the motor from the body, so you don't have to worry about stressing the wire. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not that. It's not that. It's that this, once I get the rim on the tire, it just screws onto the rim. Screws onto the motor. So I'm explaining this wrong. But basically the hard part is getting this onto here. And usually it's all connected to the scooter. So now I'm just gonna like practice. I'm gonna get this on here. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I got everything I need. I got spoons and I got Slickum. And then once I do this, then this tire is ready to go on the GTR. There's no more work. You just switch it. It's fucking great. So that's one thing that's great about the GTR. I don't know how hard this is gonna be to do. I mean, the tolerances on this is super tight. So, but I'm learning about, like, you know, not non-tubeless tires. I can do tubeless tires. Anybody can work on it with a split rim once they learn how to do it. But I'm super excited that I sealed my own bead. I sealed the bead, and I got the scooter ready to go. I mean, it seems fine. It's funny now, I haven't had the GT for a month. I've been on the GTR all this time, or more than a month. The GT seems really small. It's pretty amazing. It's the GT seemed big when I first got it. It's 115 pounds. So that's why when you ride like a variety of scooters, it's pretty amazing the way it feels differently. You know, you can feel the difference in the two of them. User default, what's going on, buddy? Is my baseball card store still open in New Jersey? No, we closed that in like 88 or 92 or something like that at the end of high school or the end of college. No, that was really just for when I was a kid. Mert Paxolu, how you doing, buddy? Do you pay attention to acceptance rate to avoid your account being suspended when accepting orders? Is there a limit for that? Not acceptance, okay? You can do whatever you want with your acceptance. They are definitely telling us that if you let your acceptance get like too low, they're not going to give you as many orders. But I've had my acceptance rate when things are good at like 3%. Acceptance is not important. It's your completion ratio that's all that really matters, and your customer rating, of course. So keep your completion ratio above 90%. Don't forget, in most places in the country, DoorDash has changed their completion ratio to 90% minimum instead of 80. So don't get fired because of that. I know a whole bunch of guys are because they're not paying attention. And if your fucking customer rating gets low, you suck at this job. It's not hard to keep your customer rating up. Well, thank you very much, Mert, for reminding everybody to like the video. I really appreciate it. Thank you. George Burvin, how you doing? Yeah, he's explaining it right. George is explaining the bead won't seal with a regular air compressor because the regulator doesn't allow the volume of air needed to expand the tire. That's why he's funny. He says you need a pancake, which is what I have. I have a pancake. That's what I got, a pancake compressor, and a portable air storage tank with the ball valve to release a sudden burst of air. It seems like it has a release mechanism on there. But I'm not going to use that compressor to seal the bead in the tires anymore. This ratchet method is super easy. It worked, and I'm not that compressor. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's probably just like throwing away money. I'll let it sit there. It'll be part of the garage. Randall says the worst is putting solid rim tires on non-split rims. It's a wrestling match. Yeah, man, I can imagine what solid tires are like. You probably got nothing bends. Pablo Tope, what's going on, man? Keep moving forward, amigo. Knowledge is power. Still a newbie on DIY repair, but every day is a learning curve to keep the scoot riding, amigo. Yeah, you know it, buddy. It's definitely, I need to get down. I need to get to Ryan's shop and work with him. It's just a pain in the ass. To be honest with you, that's really all it is. Whoa, it really is fucking pouring out there. It was weird. It felt like there was an earthquake for a second. I don't know what the hell that was. The rain shifted the earth or something. But today is just going to be a weird day because I did all my work early in the day, and I feel like, oh, it's 12:30. The day is over already. What am I like? You know, I can kill the day like anybody else. I already had 3 slices of pizza for breakfast. I told you guys about the weekly earnings. That was important. I know people have asked me about that. What's going on, Scraw Station? You're asking me, the day I become an expert PEV mechanic while I make tutorials. Nah, not really, because the tutorial stuff, like, it just doesn't really interest me. I think it's more interesting, like, the journey of becoming it and why it's hard, what's easy, what I screwed up, what I did right. Tutorials, like, there's enough out there already. The thing about tutorials, in my opinion, if you're using them, the best way to do them is to watch, like, a variety of them, because everybody's got their own method and it's always a little different. And it's really hard to learn from videos because they don't cover, like, well, what if they just teach you the straight line approach when nothing goes wrong? And they don't, like, when stuff has small, tight tolerances, like putting a tire on, that's like a physical labor skill. You got to learn through labor, through doing it. Tutorials, I probably won't make tutorials. I mean, one, I don't think that, like, thinking they can get a ton of views, which I guess is important to me. And I just feel like there's enough out there. Like, I watched like 20 brake bleeding videos. There's a million of them, and they're all slightly different. I took a little bit from each. Recently, like right now, I'm working on removing a bad screw from my Dualtron Ultra tire, which is another basic skill that I don't have. It's pretty obvious that it's easy to do with the right tools. But I got a drill, by the way. You guys, let me tell you a funny. I'll tell you a funny story about. I'm going to show you my Makita drill in 1 second. But yeah, I was changing my Ultra tire the other day, and I knew that one of the screws was about to strip. I remember when I put it back on, that I felt like I might have stripped it going on. So I stripped it, but I was aware that it was being stripped, so I left a lot of meat on the head. So I have some torque screws coming, some long, thin torque screws coming, And I'm hoping I can just hammer in there and then peel this screw off. If not, I'm gonna have to drill the head of the fucking screw off. And normally Ryan would do that for me, but if I'm gonna be a mechanic, I have to use a drill, right? You know, all these years I've never used a drill. I do everything by hand, and I've owned a drill for a while. I actually found, like a couple of years ago, I found a Makita drill on the street. It didn't have it had its battery, but obviously it didn't have the charging base. I think somebody who was working with it left it, like it was in my neighborhood just sitting there. I brought it home. I never really used it. I fingered it a couple times and it works because it had a charge. But then recently I was thinking like, well, I'm probably gonna have to drill this fucking screw out on this scooter. I better buy a drill. Can't do that by hand. And I need to learn how to work with a drill anyhow if I'm gonna be a mechanic, right? I mean, it's gonna probably save your hands a little bit to use a drill. I don't mind doing everything by hand. So I ordered the charging base for this drill, and I will now get it and show it to you. Check this out. I found this on the street. Okay, it's got like battery. So it's just fucking good to go. All the settings seem to work and everything. It's fucking amazing. So this is my new toy. It's fucking awesome. But I had it sitting there literally in my apartment for a while, and didn't have the charger. So for like $25, I ordered a charger, and now I have a drill. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I know how to remove this fucking. I strip the screw head. It's just so common. I even have a Dremel. If I have to drill the head of the screw off to get the rim off, I will do that. And luckily, I also have. I do have like a. What is this thing called? It's like a Dremel, right? Like I can go sideways and I can cut a little slit in it, so maybe I can just Phillips head the screw off. Because otherwise, like you can't. These screws are so small. I don't know if you can use a screw removal kit. Any of you guys know? Can I use a screw removal kit on a split rim screw? Whoa, George says the ether method for sealing beads is tried and true, but you need a mentor to teach you easiest method, most dangerous. Using ether to seal the tire. I don't really know what ether is other than like from movies. Isn't that the stuff that the criminal like puts over the person's mouth to knock them out? Ether? That sounds dangerous. That sounds fucking crazy. But it was weird though, like putting together the GTR today. And I'm like, why is this thing so small? What the hell? It's very interesting. It's like strength training, sort of. When the bigger scooter you're used to managing, everything else is all of a sudden small. That's why it's pretty rare. Like sometimes a person will buy a high power or a big scooter and just immediately not resonate with it and not like it and return it or sell it. Most of the time though, people get a scooter, they're like, oh, this feels fast. It's fast. A couple months later, doesn't feel that fast anymore. Let's go faster. And they tend to get bigger and heavier. So I'm at the stage where, I mean, other than like a Dualtron X, like there's nothing heavier than this GTR. It's 138 pounds. It's fucking insane. And physically, it's just big. It's taller. It's gigantic. So the tires are bigger, which is what I really like about it. It's higher off the ground. But everything else seems small now. It's incredible. I really got used to the GTR. It took a while. And look, I got to tell you, like it's not a huge selling. I sell way more like Roadrunner Pros and Roadrunner V1s and my Mantis GT, my Mantis King GT. But right now, I'm willing to like kind of lose a little bit of money, sell less, and just ride the GTR. I think once they have the issues with the battery worked out and the chargers, I think GTR is going to be a popular scooter like next year. I don't think it's for everybody, though, to be honest with you. It's just, I don't think it's for everybody. It's almost like get a GT if you like. As your first scooter, the GT is great. It's fine. It's cheaper too, by like $800. But the GTR, it's like I don't know if it's for everybody, but I really like riding it, and I'm sure that's going to come out in all these delivery videos that I'm doing. But even like Melvin, the owner, has told me you got to ride the Roadrunner more because that's what you're selling the most of. I was complaining to him about my sales, to be honest with you, a couple months ago. And he was right. I made Roadrunner videos, and boom, those things sell like crazy. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm still obviously doing Roadrunner videos. I'd rather do like Roadrunner around town videos. The issue with doing deliveries on the Roadrunner is it doesn't have as much range. I like being on the GTR, so I know like if I need 40 miles range, I can squeeze it out of there. The Roadrunner Pro is really, I've heard people getting way more mileage than me, but I think since I live around all these hills, do a ton of start and stop driving, I only get like 20, 25 miles, barely 25. I don't think I've done it. I think I've done 20 mile shifts on it. I don't think I've done a 25 mile shift on the Pro. But riding the Roadrunner Pro is fucking cool too. It's like riding a little motorcycle, you know? I mean, it is very cool. And I do like my new upgraded shocks. And I have done a tire change on my Roadrunner Pro, which has a split rim. So I'm really happy that I can work on that scooter by myself. Okay, so let's see here. I can't fucking read like that. George says, the tool I need to be a mechanic of any kind is called an induction coil bolt heater. It heats the stud to cherry hot, which is then easily removed. Yeah, I just use these like for split rim screws. I bought these actually for working on split rim screws, you know, from the back of the motor. It seems to work. What's an induction coil bolt heater? That sounds crazy. Matt says, I've drilled out so many screws off of bikes. I drill a tiny hole through the head, and the screw just comes out in many pieces. Huh. Mitch Stye knows what he's talking about. You could use a screw extractor to remove it. He usually uses a Dremel blade and cut a straight line. That's what I'm hoping to do. The thing is, like Mitch, like the split rim screws are so fucking small. I guess like if you just gotta use the right size extractor. Scross Station says, had the same experience on my 73. In my opinion, 73 is all about money. They're the poorest quality. I think the top of the line 73, I think is pretty good. I think that's a pretty good bike, but I don't really know. Question, if you get a Sur-Ron, if and when you get a Sur-Ron, you mentioned it, you'd love to see food delivery on it. Yeah, I mean, the thing about a Sur-Ron is, I was only getting a Sur-Ron when I thought I was going to be rich from trading crypto, 2021 at this point. And then I lost all my money trading crypto, and the chances of buying a Sur-Ron are basically zero. And Sur-Ron doesn't give anything away as far as I know. I mean, they haven't given Sur-Ronster anything, so they're not going to give me a bike. But you can, I'd actually like standing. That's also another thing about the difference between doing deliveries on the Roadrunner Pro, or the small Roadrunner, the V2, or my stand-up scooters. My lower back actually prefers standing. Sitting down, I don't really love the vibrations of really a bike or sitting as much. So Sur-Ron would be cool for deliveries, but that's really more, you get that bike because you want to ride it hard. To me, I think it's a little awkward doing deliveries on that bike. I think that bike has a high chance of being stolen too. That bike, you look at it, you're like, oh shit, who wouldn't want to steal that fucking bike? But I mean, there's a company called Solar, which has like a Sur-Ron type bike, and I made a good connection with them at Riderfest. I should contact them. Maybe they can give me one of those. Those bikes are expensive. I think they're like faster than a Sur-Ron. Merch says, beside mechanics, I should establish an academy, and provide safe e-scooter lessons. Yeah. I mean, I can teach anything, you know. I did have that idea of make it into a real academy. It's probably why I named it that. But I'm just lazy. I got to a certain degree, I'm lazy. Like I'm just focusing on deliveries, making my videos, live streaming, but I do need to there's all these things that I want to do that I just, you know, they're like on the list of shit that I need to do. I do need to sign off though pretty quick though. I can see my dogs are getting ready to eat. It's almost time to eat for sure. And like I said, it's 20 to 1. It almost feels like it's getting dark outside because it's raining, but I'm tired already. Can't believe I found that on the street. I feel bad. I'm sure it's like some dude's fucking drill, but what was I supposed to do? Like put an ad in the paper, say, did you lose your drill? All right, guys, lay your smoke machines if you got them. I'm getting ready to get out of here. Don't forget about the Voromotors Black Friday sales. Just use my links. They'll be in the description. This pre-roll's not that bad. Pre-rolls usually suck. Alrighty, guys, it's been real. Well, Mitch says, I hope I get the Emove Roadster. Well, here's what's going on with the Roadster. If I get one, it won't be for a while till it's on the market for a bit, I'm sure, because I don't know if they're making that many of them. But Melvin, the owner of Voromotors, you know Melvin, he said that in the second or third week of this month, I can go there and test ride it and bring people with me to test ride it. So we're in the second week. I'm going to hit him up pretty soon, probably next week. I'm going to go there and test ride it. Melvin made it clear that I do have an Inmotion RS coming. I'm very excited about that. That's going to be great for the channel. It needs a new scooter. And a lot of people are asking me about it. So I rode it, I liked it, but I can't say much about a scooter that I don't work on. I got to put some miles on it, you know? And I was thinking, by the way, do you guys know I have like 3,000 miles on KAABO scooters now? I got 1,600 on the GT, 500 on the GTR, like 500 on the Mantis, right? So that's a 16, 21, 26, and that's all this. I've got almost 3,000 miles on KAABO scooters now. It's freaking great. I'm getting up there. Alrighty, guys. I'm tired. That's it. We did 38 minutes. It's pretty good for middle of the day. I'll appreciate your support again, and I will try to live stream as soon as tomorrow. Thanks, guys.